There is an ancient saying. The flower that begs the bee to stay, has forgotten that spring always returns. The greatest tragedy in life is not being unloved. It is forgetting your own worth. And chasing love that was never meant for you. This is the story of a young man who crossed mountains, sacrificed everything, and nearly lost himself, trying to make one person love him, only to discover that real love can never be begged for. Long ago, in a peaceful kingdom hidden between emerald mountains, lived a humble woodcarver named Ren. Ren was admired by everyone. His hands could turn ordinary wood into breathtaking works of art. But his heart belonged to only one person. A beautiful woman named Aiko. Every morning, he carved gifts for her. Every evening, he waited just to see her smile. If she asked for flowers, he climbed the tallest cliffs. If she wished for silk, he worked through the night. If she wanted company, he abandoned everything else. The villagers watched in silence. One old woman whispered, "The tree that bends too low is the first to be broken." But Ren never listened. The more he gave, the less Aiko appreciated him. She stopped saying thank you. She expected more. She smiled only when she needed something. Yet Ren convinced himself, if I love her enough, one day she will love me back. Days became months. Months became years. The harder he chased her affection, the farther it seemed to move away. One evening, Ren stood outside her home in the pouring rain, holding the most beautiful wooden necklace he had ever carved. Before he could knock, he heard laughter inside. Aiko was telling her friends, "He'll always come back. I never have to choose him, because he'll never stop chasing me." Ren's hand froze. The necklace slipped from his fingers and shattered on the ground. In that moment, he realized something that hurt more than rejection. He had spent years trying to convince someone of his value, while slowly forgetting it himself. Ren wandered without direction. The necklace he had carved still lay broken in the rain. For days, he walked through forests, across rivers, and over lonely mountain paths. Not because he knew where he was going, but because he no longer knew who he was. One evening, as the sun disappeared behind the mountains, he came upon a small temple hidden among ancient pine trees. An old hermit was quietly watering a single flower. Ren asked, "Master, why do I keep giving everything and still feel unwanted?" The hermit did not answer. Instead, he poured water into the flower pot until it overflowed. The water spilled onto the ground. Then he asked, "What happened?" Ren replied, "The flower could not hold any more." The hermit smiled. "So why do you keep pouring your heart into someone who has no place for it?" Ren stood speechless. The old man gently touched the flower. "Love is like water. When it falls on fertile soil, life begins. But when it falls on stone, it simply disappears." The wind whispered through the trees. For the first time, Ren stopped blaming Aiko. Instead, he asked himself the question he had avoided for years. Why was I trying so hard to earn what should have been given freely? The hermit looked into his eyes. "My son, never beg for love. The person who truly values you will never require you to prove your worth." Those words echoed in Ren's heart long after the sun had disappeared. He realized he had spent years chasing someone who had never taken a single step toward him. And in doing so, he had walked away from himself. The next morning, Ren thanked the old hermit and began the journey home. For the first time in years, he carried no flowers, no gifts, no hope of being chosen, only peace. Days later, he returned to the village. The people noticed something had changed. The man who once waited outside Aiko's home now walked with quiet confidence. He smiled more. He laughed again. He spent his days carving beautiful works of art. Not to win someone's heart, but because it brought life to his own. As the seasons passed, travelers from distant kingdoms came to buy his carvings. His name spread across the land. The man who once begged for attention had become a man everyone admired. One afternoon, Aiko saw Ren speaking with villagers. She noticed something she had never seen before. He was no longer looking for her. For the first time, she walked toward him. "Ren. I've missed you." Ren looked at her with kindness. But his heart remained still. She continued. "I didn't realize your value until you were gone." Ren smiled gently. Then he said, "The problem was never that you didn't love me. The problem was that I believed I had to earn what should have been freely given." Aiko lowered her eyes. She had no words. Ren bowed respectfully, then continued walking. Not because he hated her, but because he had finally learned that peace is more valuable than chasing people who never chose you. As he disappeared down the mountain path, the wind carried the petals of the cherry blossoms across the village. And for the first time, Ren felt completely free.